You're listening to Edge Radio TV. The views and opinions expressed in this program are that of the hosts or guests, and not the Edge Radio Network or its advertisers or affiliates.
Welcome, viewers, to the Athletes United podcast. I'm your host, Big Mel, and we're here on the Edge Radio Network where truth still matters. I'm your host, Big Mel, also known as his judgeship, master of all that he served as, and final arbiter of all that comes before him. We have an interesting show today. Having an illustrious young man with us, former world champion, NBA world champion, long-term veteran, the illustrious Tommy Henderson, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome him to the platform. How you doing this morning, T?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Good, man. I've been wanting to talk to you for a while, particularly during this so-called bubble basketball that we're having nowadays. What do you think of that concept?
Well, it worked. It worked. It was being safe and being conscious. And I mean, what was good was that it wasn't no home and away. It was home.
Home.
Everybody had home, so you had no home court advantage. So I think that would have been a good point. And everybody's home, so some guys play better on the road, and some guys play better at home. And to me, it don't matter as long as you're playing. Mm-hmm. So that's why. And I think my era is a little different than these youngsters. They got chefs and trainers, and boy, if I had a chef and a trainer, my Lord, okay, I've been 15, 20 years, okay, because keep me in shape in the summer and whatnot. I say, and people don't realize when I played, when I was with Washington, we had years where, 3 or 4 years, we had to wash our own uniforms on the road.
Come on.
Man, I swear to God, we had to wash our own uniforms, and that's unheard of now. But back then, we had at the game, and then we had some players that we'd be on a 2-week road trip, 6 games, and they wouldn't wash the uniform at all. And by the time we got in the huddle, they get all out. They get away from it.
Come on.
Okay, so I'm like, oh God, anybody can guard you. So, but after a while, at the point I got with Houston, and we started having mesh, which was good.
Yes.
So then after a while, and we were on a 2-week road trip. After 3 or 4 games, I'd go into the shower with my uniform on, start washing. Okay.
Very convenient. Very convenient.
Yes. Had to figure it out. So, but it was good back then.
Tell me, you played with some greats, man. You really have some of the top 50 of all times. We're talking Unseld. We're talking Hayes, Elvin Hayes of Western Unseld. We're talking Moses Malone.
Yes.
Some of the all-time greats.
Yes.
You were the epitome of leadership. You were point guard, as they call them nowadays, and you were the epitome of leadership. These great scorers, these great athletes, these profound players have to have the ball where they need it.
Yes.
Need to understand where the strengths are. The guard has to.
Yes.
You
were to give it to him at.
Absolutely.
So and that was kind of hard because some guys, like Elvin, and Calvin, them guys, they looking at the stat sheet at halftime. They want to know how many points they got, which is crazy to me. But, I give him the ball where he needs to go. And, Elvin, sometimes he would get mad if I missed him on a pass, and he'd come back to the huddle and he'd be angry and be talking to the coach. I'm like, oh, you mad at me? Really? I say, you miss me all the time, and I miss you one time, and you tripping? I said, I won't bring you the ball for 2 or 3 weeks. So he'll be on punishment for 2 or 3 weeks. So he'd be apologizing for 2 or 3 weeks. He's gonna tell me, I'm sorry. I said, nah, we're gonna do better.
Check it out.
We're gonna do better, because I ain't got no problem with giving you the ball. I don't mind giving you the ball. because I know you my horse. You're going to give me what I need. And Unseld, I didn't know he was as great as he was, until I reading his bio about what he did. And, before he passed, every 2 or 3 weeks I would call him. He was in the hospital People don't realize he was in the hospital 2.5 years. He was in the nursing home the last 6 months. And, you know, I was calling him the last 2 or 3 years. I would call him every 2 weeks to see, just kind of keep his spirits up, you know, and whatnot. And he was an awesome guy. He didn't bother nobody, but, man, at 6'7", you know, when I first got there, I watched him in practice. He got the ball off the backboard and in the air turned and hit the other backboard.
My God.
I told him, "Who are you?"
He had that kind of
like,
power.
"What are you?" I'm like, "I never seen that in my life."
I don't think we'll see it again.
He was tough, you know, and then he just some nights he would be beating up on Kareem and he'd be complaining to the ref. I said, "Big fella, come on. I'm your boy, but cut it out. You're killing him out here, okay? You're killing him, you know." So whatever you call it's okay, you know. But it was really enjoyable. I think with Washington, my second year, you know, when I got there, we wound up getting Bobby Dandridge. You know, that was my 4th year in the league, and you know, I came from Atlanta. You know, in Atlanta we had ponies. When I got to Washington, we had horses.
Oh yes,
that's the first time we went to the playoffs. I saw what playoff money was, and I'm like, oh God, really? So that was like refreshing. And once we got Bobby Dandridge, you know, because he was a guy that wasn't afraid to take the last shot in the last couple of minutes. If you watch an NBA game, the last couple of minutes when it's close, you see who want the ball, who don't. There's somebody going to be the hero or the GOAT. So the guys that step up, that don't mind, was Bobby and whatnot, and I really appreciated him. So I knew where, you know, where he wanted it, where he wanted to get it, and just clear out his eye. Leave him alone.
You know, I recall Steve Francis when he was at Rockets. As a youngster, he had gone to play in the All-Star Weekend, participated in the All-Star Weekend.
Right.
The weekend of the top 50 thing. I think he was some sophomore in the league at that time. Right. He was playing on one of those little weekend teams. He said that Oscar Robertson pulls him aside. Big O. He told him, said, if Yao Ming does not become great, it's going to be your fault.
Right.
He told him, don't come down court and just give him the ball.
Right. Give him to where he needs it.
Where he needs it.
Where he needs it. You got a certain place where a certain area you give him to him. You know, you don't give it to a big guy on the break because you're going to turn it over. So you give it to him in his comfort zone. And you know, and like at the point, I used to work with Kupchak before the year we won the championship. I used to work with him before the game because he's coming up the bench. He's going to give me 15 or 20. So that's important. I'm counting my points. Who's going to get me my points, you know? So, you know, he's 6'10", so I would post him on one side for the game about 10, 15 times. I'd drop it to him, then I go to the other side. I do that at halftime too. So I did that for a long time. So I get him in his rhythm. Once he comes in, he knows where I'm know where he's going to get it, where he wants it at. And then he's going to give me what I need. So, and that's what you know your players. You know your guys. And then I think the year, you know, we won the championship in 78. And then in 79, we had the best record. And getting the best record, we had 9 guys we played on a regular basis. And those 9 guys know, you know, those subs know where they're going to get some time. So when we got to the playoff, he started playing 7. So them 2 people you cutting out, you're going to need later. So, and then, you know, that just hurt us later on. I say, but you don't cut guys off. But, you know, they always want somebody to blame. And, you know, if you keep with that 9-man rotation, that's how we had the best record. You know, we had, you know, 9-man rotation. Everybody came and did their job, and they were expecting some time, you know?
Tommy, you guys played the same team back-to-back. Would have been my team. But hung on 78 and 79. Seattle Supersonics.
Yes.
Was it a matter of restocking? Did they have a new style? What was
what happened is we changed from 78 to 79. 78, they had Marvin Webster.
Yes.
They upgraded and got Lonnie Shelton.
Okay.
Lonnie Shelton was 6'8", 6'9", bruiser.
Bruiser.
He would tag Elvin and he put it on him. Big Lonnie planned to play. So they got rid of Marvin Webster. We didn't upgrade. We got Dave Corzine. He's 7 foot shooting a 3-pointer. I'm asking, Coach, I can't do nothing with that. That's negative. That's dead man walking. He can't help me. You know, so I just was I said, oh no, we're in trouble. And then, you know, when we won the championship, the next year we played in the beginning of the season, we in training camp, see the young guys go 2 days and get in shape. The old guys, West and Elvin, after 20 games, they get in shape. Well, we played Golden State in the first season. CBS had us on TV.
Oh, yes.
Golden State had them young boys. Gus Williams,
Yes.
We was down 30 at halftime. CBS switches to Milwaukee and somebody else. They cut us off, okay? So I just started laughing because I knew we was going to get in trouble because I know them old guys, hey, them young boys wasn't playing. They didn't care who we were, okay?
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
We're going to be right back after this. This is an interesting conversation. Yeah. We're going to pick up. Come on right back after this.
Edge Radio TV is holding auditions for new show hosts. Are you a subject matter expert, professional, influencer, book author, thought leader, or business owner with an educational or motivational platform? Then we want to meet you. Send a link of some of your work to edgeradio20@gmail.com and be sure to put audition in the subject line. Join the Edge Radio TV family. Edge TV, because truth still matters.
Hey y'all, I'm Robin B.
And I'm Dr. Kiva.
And we just want to know
how you living?
Join us every Monday
at noon Central Standard Time
here on Edge Radio TV. Take care.
When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Are you a small business owner concerned about the downturn in the economy? Top business leaders like Mattress Mac and Warren Buffett will tell you that now is the time to promote your business more than ever. People need your services. Your business needs an edge. Learn about special advertising packages for small businesses right here on Edge Radio. Find out more, give us a call at 281-744-0446. That's 281-744-0446. Edge, because truth still matters.
And we're back here on the Edge Radio Network with the Athletes United. We're speaking with Tommy Henderson today, a former NBA champion and long-term NBA vet. I have some interesting observations about what's going on now and how it happens. Tommy, we were talking off camera about the team's loading,
yes,
signing excessive talent.
Yes.
How do you view this Brooklyn thing right now?
Well, I think they just got enough money so they can do what they want to do, but You got three Hall of Famers: Harden, Durant, and Kyrie Irving.
For sure.
And that's like when they had Miami had LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh. Okay, if you on one night, if one of them work, you can win.
Mm-hmm.
If two of them work, you're gonna definitely win. Mm-hmm. And if three of them work, boy, y'all in trouble. Okay, so I'm looking at it by the end of the season. Everybody, you don't need all three of them ain't gonna be that tired. You're gonna have some more in the tank. So by the time you come to playoff, you're gonna be all right. Because 82 game season is a long season.
Long.
You got to figure out from college from 30 games to 100 games. That's not going to playoff.
Right.
Now it took me 2.5 years to get to the pace to be able to play 100-some games.
Is that right?
So when I got to Washington, when I first got in Atlanta, oh man, we was getting whooped and. We was getting killed, and I'm playing 30, 35 minutes. After 30 games, I'm feeling my legs. Wake up. It's time to go to work.
Yeah.
They don't care. He don't care that I had a bad night. I got to go to work tonight.
Yeah.
So you're trying to work. So after 60, 70 games, you kind of get, but it took me 2.5 years to be able to play 100-some games. Then I got to the pace, and I was fine then, but at first, it was tough.
So there is such thing as that rookie wall.
Huh? Oh, man. And then you got to figure out, can I play in this league?
Yeah.
Okay, I was the 7th pick.
Yeah.
I was the first guard in the country in '74, and I was all the 6 guys before me were big guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to figure out, can you play in this league? And that's with time. If you get time, and Dean Meminger got hurt, so Cotton started playing about 30 games. I played 30, 40 games. I played about 35, 40 minutes. And, I averaged a good time. I realized I can play. And I had a coach, Cotton. He say, take him, Tommy. Take him, Tommy. And I love that. He tells me, take him, So that did what I did. But, you enjoyed it. I enjoyed that. And the teams you play well against, that's who you get traded to. That's why I used to kill Washington. So I used to kill Kevin Porter. I never liked him. So I used to wear him out. I'd wear Kevin out. And then I wound up going to Washington. And so what happened was, when I went to Washington, my contract was up. I signed a 5-year contract. I went to Atlanta, 2.5 years in Atlanta, and then 2.5 years in Washington. So my contract was up. We won a championship, went to the finals again. And general manager offered me maybe 1 year guaranteed. I'm like, wow, what are you smoking? Stop it. Okay, so just pay me for what I did. So, I came down here on a Sunday in an hour and a half. Me and Ray Patterson, I wanted 4 years. He wanted 3. So I wound up getting 4. Okay, so I got what I wanted. Just don't insult me. Just pay me for what I did. And then, your teams you do well against, you get traded from, you leave that team you leave from, you get traded from, that's who you play well against. So we played Pete I'm part of the deal that sent Pete Mavericks to New Orleans. So the next 2.5 years, we played them 6 times a year, 18 games. He averaged 43 a game for 18 games. You talking about cooking. He was cooking. I'd file out of there after 30. After 30, 35, I didn't file out. I figured I was supposed to be watching. He cooking tonight, okay? So I might as well sit here. I got the best seat in the house. I might as well watch him. So, and then, it was amazing. But, he was tough. He was a bad boy. If he went to Boston earlier, he'd got some rings because he could play. He could really play,
He wasn't some flash in the pan, some media creature. A lot of people think he was a media creature, a flash in the pan.
He could play.
He could play.
He could play. And then, I was talking to a friend of mine, Otto Moore. He's a good friend of mine.
Big Otto.
Otto was talking to Jimmy Gilroy. He played with him in New Orleans, and he talked to him not too long ago. He told him, "Yeah, I used to bust his butt." I say, "Who he talking about?" Now, one thing you do, you remember guys used to wear you out. Okay, there's only a few. On my one hand, I can count. Okay, so there's only a few. So I don't tell him to call me. I say, no, matter of fact, give him my number. He told me, I don't want his number. I said, no, because, hey, when somebody gets you 30 or more, then they whooping you. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't tell me about you get 10 or 15. That ain't nothing. We all get that.
You get
okay? We all do
free
that.
Throws.
That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. But you talking about you used to wear me. What? You remember the guys used to wear you out.
Yes,
okay? If you don't forget nothing else, you have nightmares about them. Okay? So I said, nah, we ain't trying to hear that.
Let me ask you this, Tommy. Do you think, because I learned this lesson a little bit later, do you think athletes should sort of stay out of those negotiations? Let the folks handle it.
Well, you got to stay out. I stayed out of mine. It's just a matter of, my thing is GMs, they want something for nothing. Okay, they want to get you for nothing. And, when I signed and I called Kevin Porter because I knew he was a free agent. So I called him. I say, all you got to do is wait 1 week, 7 days, and then you got him. You can make him give you what you want. So within 7 days, he signed and got 3 years guaranteed, 2 non-guaranteed. What do you sign in non-guaranteed? You got to make the team.
Right.
So why sign it?
You don't even sign it.
Sign it for. Sign what's guaranteed. But you could have got 5 if you shut up for a few more days. Okay, so I don't. You can't talk to guys. They think I'm not your enemy. I'm trying to help you get some more money.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm trying to help you get what, because contracts are standard. Then what you feel you put on the rider, that's what, I had an incentive that if I'm the first or second guard in minutes, I get an extra $20,000 a year. And then if I lead the team to 6, I get another $7,500. So I got 4 out of 5 years, I got $27,500. That's summer money. That's summer money. Or playoff money. You get 20-something thousand in playoff money. Hey, that's summer money.
Yes.
So you ain't mad about that, but what you feel you can do, if you feel you can lead the team in rebounds or whatnot, that's an incentive, and you get that's some extra money. And then, but it's a business. because my first year between me and Dean Member, he had a thing in his contract said if he get it first and second guard minutes, he get extra $15,000. So I get 20. So they last few games they cut my time out, so I didn't get to 20. They paid him 15. But that's business. I get it business, but ain't no personal. So after that, I say, I'm gonna get my money. So
and for the purpose of viewers, we're talking about the great late Dean the Dream
Members, right? He was him and Herm Gilliam took me under their wing. When I went to Atlanta. So when Amon Hill came to Atlanta, I took him under my wing. Okay, so when Doc Rivers came to Atlanta, Amon took him under his wing.
Okay.
That's why he's assistant coach. He was assistant coach. I don't know if he's still at Philly, but he was at the Clippers.
Yes.
For the longest. He sit back there and Amon's quiet. He don't say quiet. Silent Sam, don't say nothing. Okay? But he was a good guy, and Amon had offense. When he was at Princeton, he had offense. When they went to Atlanta, they just shut him down. And see, that's what upsets me about. Let them play their game. Let them play the game.
Yes.
I used to be a scorer. Yeah, but I had to figure out where I can fit in at. I got to get somebody else off. If I'd have played with a guard that would let me run the floor, okay, then I don't got to bring the ball up. That'd be easy. That's easy basketball.
Who tended to be your two at Washington? Who was your second? Who was the two guard?
They wind up having Kevin Greavy. Okay, now, which is a small forward. What happened was, not before, they traded Truck. It was Truck, Elvin, and West. That's a great front line. So what happened was Truck played in New York, gave him 30, about 20-some boards. Played in Boston the next night, he gave him 28, about 23 boards. Next night, they played in Washington. They started Kevin Greavy in his spot. So that night after the game, in the office, he done cornered Dick Motta and Bernie Bickerstaff in the office, and they didn't think they was gonna get out there alive. Okay, I said you was traded before you got to the parking lot. Okay, because he was a
big truck.
Big Truck had him in that corner. See, Truck is he's the last of 18 brothers and sisters.
Wow.
And his his mom had him at 55. Now Truck 6'8". 235, all man. Okay, he led the league in rebounding one time with New Orleans. So, all man.
Come on.
So so it was no joke.
When he walked in and wanted some answers.
He wanted some answers. Why? And they wasn't giving no answers quick enough. And he had cornermen in the office. I don't know how he got in the office, but he had him in the office. They were shaking. I said, yeah, before you got out the office, they was on the phone. And he came in my...
Can you take him tonight, y'all?
Tonight. I thought before you got to the parking lot, you was trading.
That's incredible.
They don't play. They usually trade you. You read it in the paper, see it on TV. They don't call you. Every now and then they call you, but they don't call you because they ain't got no heart.
I've heard guys tell me, no guys who heard they were traded on the radio.
Yes.
Heard they were traded on some sports show.
Yes. Marvin Bonds was with Detroit. He said he didn't know. He said he's watching TV. He's on the news. Marvin Bonds has just been traded. He said, what?
I have.
Ain't nobody told him nothing. But, that's what they do. They don't have enough nerve or enough heart to talk to you man to man. Because they ain't about that. Because they don't have no heart.
It would appear they talk to your agent or somebody.
No, they ain't talking to nobody. Well, my agent, before I got traded, that day before I talked to him, I said, well, am I getting traded and whatnot? He said, no, you good. Next day, Huey Brown come to practice me. So we're in Morehouse practicing and whatnot, and Huey Brown come walking towards, there's four of us standing there, and he said, pick that ball up. Huey had that funny eye to go that way. So it was about four of us reached down for that ball. We who we looking at. Okay, so he told me, he said, hey, I need to talk to you. I said, all right. So we talked, and he said, well, you've been traded. I said, well, to where? He said, to Washington. I said, okay. I was in Atlanta, we was in last place. Washington was in first place. He traded me from last to first. I said, he said, how you feel? Thank you and goodbye. Okay? Nothing personal. How you feel? I feel great. I'm going somewhere where I get some playoff money.
That's interesting. That's quite interesting.
That's what they do.
We're talking with Tommy Henderson here, NBA legend and former world champion. We're going to come right back with some more information.
what I want to do. We're talking about EMFs, which are electromagnetic fields. Mm-hmm. Those are man-made frequencies from our cell phones, microwaves, etc. Okay. Well, this is the way I feel. First of all, scalar energy was not invented; it was discovered. It's in the environment, just like we have gravity. Okay, gravity is part of what makes this Earth function. So is scalar energy and negative ions. Okay. Yeah. Well, so what I take this, and I'm putting this wristband right here on your drink. Okay. And I just want to stir this around in there for a little bit. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is, I just want to take a sip. Okay, you got a sip? Put your arms back out. Lift your leg and resist me.
What? Oh my God, this is real, y'all.
Okay, so when I mentioned we were talking about doing ingestibles, now grab your cell phone.
Superwoman.
Open it. Unlock your phone.
Okay. There we go.
Put it to your head. Put it down. Put your arms back out. Lift your leg. Resist me.
This is ridiculous.
Your phone took it away.
Right. So the EMFs of the phone take that right away. Okay. And so
And we're back, talking to Mr. Tommy Henderson here on the Edge Radio Network, the Athletes United platform where truth still matters. And we were discussing that before the break. Some legendary guys who played this game very well and you played against. Tell us about somebody like a Pete Maverick. How do you get ready for Pistol Pete?
Well, you're just trying to make him change up and a little bit and be as physical as you can with him. But he was 6'6".
Yes.
He could jump, and he had all kind of tricks, and he could score. I tell you, he played 18 games. We played him 6 times a year. 2.5 years, I saw 43 for 18 games. You talking about somebody tell you they whooped you? Yes, he whooped you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's in your mind. You know who played well. Okay, you had to have nightmares for you. Like Clyde Frazier would have nightmares before he played Earl Monroe. I know he was happy when he came to New York. I don't have to guard him no more.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
Man, that's like a nightmare. You know who I used to have trouble with? Calvin Murphy.
Murph, of all people.
Because he didn't need much space to get off, and he was so quick. And then Murph, me used to get at it when I was for 4 years. He used to trip me all the time. He would trip me 3 or 4 times a game. So one night we played in Washington. We played here, and then we went to Washington. We played back to back. So this night we lost in double overtime, and he tripped me 4 times. He tripped me 1 time, and I got up. I told the referee, I said, "Hey, if he steals the ball, he did something wrong. I got a string on this, So the referee called and went out, and so before I landed, I said after the game was over, I said, "No, I can't keep doing this."
Did you know about Murphy in high school? I mean, he's here in Norwalk, Connecticut. Did you know about him in high school?
No, he was tough back in high school. Well, I know about him when it was a Mount, Mavericks, and Murphy, the 3 M's in the magazine.
Yes.
I knew he could score. So we played back to back. Before we landed, I say, "Okay, I got to fight him. I can't keep doing this. This is my 4th year. I got to fight him." So before the game, I shook everybody's hand. I threw my hands. I said, "Let's do it. Let's fight now. Let's play a little bit and fight some more." He said, "You done lost your mind." I said, "Probably, but you ain't gonna trip me no more. You never trip me again." And when I got to Houston, he used to show me how you do it. He told me how Greer taught him.
That's a dirty trick.
He taught him well.
Yes.
He taught him well.
Yes.
Murph, and I be watching the game. He said, I'm going to get him, Tommy. I'm going to get him. He go out there and trip me. He said, reach over, steal it, and go lay it up. And I'm like, wow. He was good.
Yeah, he was good.
I mean, he was good, man. And see, Murph, back in the day, Murph was one of the bruisers. See, people used to knock people out.
Mm-hmm.
Murph didn't play. Murph knocked out, I was with Atlanta. John Brown was 6'7", 235.
John Brown from Missouri?
Yeah.
Big John.
Yeah,
oh, come on, man.
Until he broke his leg. Man, Murph came at him. It was in Atlanta. And he came at Murph, and Murph hit him and sidestepped and kicked his foot from under him. And he went down like a tree, and Murph was on him. Boom, boom. Oh, it was over. It was over. I said, wow. And I'm sitting there in amazement. And so I told me and Connie Hawkins was talking. He said, Tommy, didn't you talk about mismatches? I said, well, we had a mismatch. Murph is 5'10", 160. Now, John's 6'7", 235. That's a mismatch.
That's a mismatch.
We just didn't take advantage of it, okay? So I said, no. Murph whooped him, man. And Murph just whooped him. But 2 days, a week before that, a guy I grew up with, his name was Larry McNeil. And he was playing for Kansas City. And he was bumping John and whatnot. And the referee wouldn't do that. So John says something to the referee. And he sent him. So Larry was bumping him. And he had him right there in his chest. And he hit him. Boom. Larry went down, was down on 4, just knocked out. And so about 20 seconds, 30 seconds went by, and, he was knocked out. So he jumped up and I said, no, big fella, that's over with. He's in the dressing room, okay? The fight's over with.
That's outrageous. Were you around or present with the Rockets for the infamous punch?
No.
No.
I was with Washington at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, but the whole thing does, anybody 6'5" or better, do not run up against nobody else bigger.
Yeah.
That's the unwritten law. Yeah. Written. Okay, you got to know.
Yeah.
You don't do that. You come from the opposing, and you got the opposing jersey on, you come run down the court, and see, Rudy didn't turn. And Kermit turned around and hit him. And Norm punch. Nixon told me, I talked to him later, he said, Norm, Tommy, it was like a 2x4 snapping. He said he hit him that hard. I said, wow. He ran into it. And he didn't move. He ran into it.
What do you suspect he was there to do? What was he going to do? The fight's over with. The fight's over with.
So, and you don't come up and say, when there's a scuffle like that, what I realized in Washington, when them big guys fight, get out their way.
Yeah.
When they get tired, they'll stop.
Yeah.
West was the only one that could put you down like dominoes. Other than that, ain't nobody else. They get out the way. And I watched Earl Strong was sitting gathering between Jim Jones and Elvin Hayes.
Oh, come on.
And Jim Jones, Jim Jones backed up from it and let a punch off and hit Earl right on the jaw. He just slid down the leg. I said, and I'm sitting there like, that's why you don't do that. You leave that alone, okay? So, when they want to quit, they'll stop.
We both love Rudy, man, but my God, I had no idea what he was intending.
And then, Rudy was later when he came back, we were playing, and he got hit one night with, what's his name? Bob McAdoo. Shot a jumper, and he shoots his jumper, and his arms come down. He caught Rudy in the head. Rudy had a knot so big like a unicorn, okay? And Rudy said, that ain't nothing compared to when Kermit hit me. I said, ooh. He had nightmares. But you know what? When he asked for $2.6 million, they gave him $3.3.
After jury looked at the tape. After jury.
They gave him $3.3. They gave $700,000
more. I remember that so well. Like you deserved at least $700,000 more.
Yeah, man. They gave him $700,000 more. I said, I wasn't mad at it. I said, hey. Unbelievable. But Rudy was a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Rudy was shooting them 25-foot bankers before they had three-pointers. He shoot from Michigan, he would shoot them bank shots 25 feet.
Rudy grew up in downtown Detroit, man. It was a hammer track or whatever they call it. It's downtown Detroit is where he is. And he's played against some awesome guys growing up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You do, that's what I'm telling coming up, we used to have a place in New York. We played in the summer, the Hot Box. And it'd be all pros, Tiny Archibald, and one night we playing, and you play from about 9 p.m. to about 4 or 5 in the morning, about 100 guys. If you lose, you might as well go home because it's done.
Yeah.
If you play 3 or 4 games, it's a wrap because you had a good workout.
Yes.
Man, one night we was playing, and this guy, about 6'8", he was shooting jumpers and whatnot. I said, okay, I know everybody else, but who was he? And then Marvin Roberts. All-American.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know who he was. I knew after that night. Okay, could play. I'm like, but you know,
yes, indeed.
we had in the summertime we have all them guys. You know, like a guy that was before Magic came to be Magic. We had a guy in New York. He died of overdose of drugs. His name was Ralph Hall. 6'9", do everything Magic to shoot everything, and he just overdosed. You know, them demons.
My God.
You know,
my God.
You know, so
you know, Tom, we're getting a little bit older, are we? And a lot of guys I played with are no longer here.
No. Hey, man, every day I wake up, that's a good day.
Yeah,
that's a good day. That's why I don't trip about this other stuff. You know, I say, hey, I stay in my lane. I'm good. I've been married 48 years. We've been together 56. You get on my nerve, I go to my room. I go to my lane. Leave me alone. You know, I told her she don't like me. I don't care if I like you.
And now
we ain't going nowhere.
Now there's a great lady,
I'm done.
Man. I love
okay,
her.
I'm done. I might dislike you, but I'm here.
You guys lived in Hawaii together.
I lived in Hawaii for 2 years. I'm gonna tell you, man, Hawaii was fantastic.
Yeah.
I almost went to Marquette University. I like Al McGuire, but Al McGuire had his son. Me and his son were gonna be there for 2 years. Allie.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, I'm gonna tell you, me, you, and Allie ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna kill Allie every day.
Listen.
I'm not gonna take a day off. But that's your son, and I don't expect you to sleep on the couch for the rest of your life. So I'm going somewhere else.
I went to Hawaii. There. He had a guard from Queens named Sugar Frazier.
Huh?
Al McGuire.
Yeah.
While he was there.
Oh yeah.
He had a guard named Sugar Frazier, and came to him one day and says, "Listen, Coach, I'm better than Allie." And the famous retort from McGuire was, yeah, you're better. But you're not that much better. And I love my son.
That's what I tell you. See, I knew. Look, I told him, I say, Ali gonna be mine. Okay, for these 2 years, I'm gonna own him. But I know we're gonna have this problem again because that's your son, and I get that. So I went to Hawaii, and you know, like I did my first year in the league, you know, they gave me so much money in Hawaii. I took a pay cut. Okay, when I went to the NBA, my first year in the league, I took a pay cut. Okay, because I didn't want for nothing in Hawaii.
That's
so,
very interesting.
You know, it was nice. They took care of me. You know, they just.
Speaking of that, we've had some recent changes. Just pivoting a bit, and then in NCAA.
Yeah, they're trying to pay him a little money.
You
know, major colleges like my granddaughter went to Auburn, and you know, they was getting her like she got like $900 they get for their pocket. Then they get another $700 for food vouchers, and you know, all the Under Armour gear. That's who was representing them, so they get all the gear they needed. So it's different, but you know, hey, you know, like back in when I played, they had the coach, then they had a little man with a silver suitcase walking behind him. Now he got the offer you can't refuse. Okay, and they still doing it now. They just a little bit more undercover with it, but. You know what you want. You know, you want these guys to play for nothing. No, it don't work like that. You know, give them something. You're making all this money.
For sure.
Give them something.
For sure.
You know, so that's what it is. And you know, the people that run the NCAA, they a bunch of old people. Like, I almost went to Long Beach State too with Tarkanian, but he showed me so much money, it scared me. Scared me to death. Okay, so I'm like, I know something got to be wrong here. Okay, so I say. It ain't on paper, but I know something got to be wrong. So I say, I ain't think I would last 2 years. Okay, so I knew they going to be putting him on probation. And then he went to Vegas? Come on, cut it out. That's where they make the money, okay? So stop playing. You got to be kidding me, okay? So I couldn't go with him. I said, no, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I got 2 years. I need to do what I did. But I did good come during to Hawaii. But what helped me was I made the Olympic team from San Jacinto. And, you know, we made the Olympic team, and everything was kind of anti-U.S. back then. You know, that's when the beginning.
We talked to Mike Bannerman about that team once.
Yes, and, terrorism. It was terrorism, beginning of terrorism. So, and then, you know, like, you know, we had a 30-foot high village fence around the village. Now you need to get your 2 forms of ID to get in the village. Once you get in the village, then we go to your delegation. Then you deal with the people at your dorm. Okay. That's who you deal with. So the people climbing over the fence, you should investigate it.
Well,
because you let they climb over the fence, then something's wrong. Something's going wrong here. So you don't need you need, you know, if you think it's somebody at the curfew, no, you go in the front gate. You know, that's why you do it. So, you know, they wanted
How distracting was this Entebbe incident? I mean,
well, it was distracting for us because where they had them held it, there was 2 right next to where we go eat.
My God.
You know, so we had to go past there every day. So we went and ate, you know, it was right there. So
the life and times of legendary sports.
Yes, and so they wanted to stop the games, but we just said no and whatnot. And then when the thing about it, we had Hank Iber. We should have had Dean Smith or John Wooden, but they was fighting with the NC2A, so they had it was a stalemate. So I've been coached 2 previous Olympics and won, but our average age was 20, and all our guys, 11 out of 12 guys were first round picks with the NBA and ABA. So we had a hell of a team.
One hell of a team.
We had a hell of a team, but
beautiful team.
The problem was that I've never seen them. I played against guys that've been in 3 Olympics. That's 12 years they've been playing together. They eat and sleep playing together for 12 years. Now, the first time I seen them was that night we played them.
Wow.
So with our arrogance, we never even scouted them. So I didn't know what they played.
We're glad to get you back here to talk about that, man. We're running out of time, but my God, what an interesting perspective. Life and times. Yep. We've been talking to the NBA legend, Mr. Tommy Henderson, ladies and gentlemen, former NBA world champion. Yep. And we appreciate his time here today. Tommy, come back and talk to us some more.
All right, for sure.
All right, appreciate it.
All right.
We're out. Join us this time next week on the legendary Edge Radio Network, where truth still matters.
See you. All right.